Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. You got to turn me up a little bit in my headphones.
Turn my head, put some treble in it. Put some treble in it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Porter Podcast. I don't think I need to introduce anyone. Let's just go for it.
Go ahead, Sean. Do your thing. Introduce us.
All right.
It's double fisted.
Got to my right, my man Anthony Browne, soon to be father, proud father on the way. My man Carson A. Merck, of course, the Merkster. And we saved the best for last. My man Showtime Shawn Porter, 2-time champ, leading the way.
Yes, sir.
So, and me. B-side Sean. So
I was gonna make a joke about Ant double fist in the water, but based on the heat in the house yesterday, this was a wise move.
Came prepared.
Yeah.
Came prepared.
Hey, these are room temperature from my house, but for here they're freezing.
How close are you, Ant? Real quick. How close are you?
I'm about 30 days plus, not 45. I'm between 30 and 45 days.
And you didn't catch me yesterday, but I seen her get up and she walked out the room. Meanwhile, you was looking at her. You had a serious look.
Oh yeah, I always gotta watch her.
I thought it was about to happen.
Hey, shout out to my mom. Called me yesterday, check on to see what we're doing. Immediately started yelling at me saying, "Why are you out hanging out with your friends when she's at home pregnant? You need to." I said, "She's right here
with me, right here.
Put her on the phone." It's crazy.
Hey, that's just like last week. You said, "I'm gonna give you something real quick. You didn't take the trash out. I'm your mama. You didn't take the trash out. Action!" Like your mama just gave you one of them, huh?
Yeah, that was crazy.
it's okay. I had Sammy at weigh-ins in LA 2 months before she was due, so she was standing out there in weigh-ins.
FightHype.com content.
Yeah.
Content never sleeps.
Sorry, babe. We got to get this weigh-in.
And I can't name the stuff Shawn made his wife do during pregnancy.
That's why I looked at you and said, "Yo, it's time to settle down and stay at home." Because based on experiences, we was in planes weeks away from birth. So, yeah. But hey, man, we guys work for our families and
you're back
crazy
after being a movie star for some time.
I wasn't here last week.
How was it?
Out there doing my thug thizzle.
You're already to the point of it's just old news.
Yeah.
Movie star.
I was impressed by what I seen. I was hey, get that boy Oscar.
I said,
get that boy Oscar.
Yeah,
He's gonna get Oscar the Grouch.
It's coming. It's coming. We did a good job, I thought. I'm working with people that my main guy, shout out. I know him since 05. So based on knowing him is like whoever he brings to me is like, all right, there's already a level of trust and so on and so forth. But working with practically a production crew that I've only met on Zoom like less than a half dozen times, 2 or 3 times. I went out there with my acting coach and going out there, we were kind of skeptical about what we were going to shoot. We were like, I think we need a little bit more than that. So actually going out there, we shot more than we expected to shoot. The shoot lasted from about 5 o'clock till a little after midnight. And remember I told you I get arrested in the movie. So the last little scene that we shot was me getting thrown on the police car, getting arrested. So everything in between, and we started off with some fire. I can't wait for that clip to come in. That ain't what you seen. So you said you was impressed.
Yeah, I was
He's
impressed
with some. Y'all should be seeing it now. Some action shots.
Hold on. Was you impressed? Because that's he's tough.
Oh yeah, I don't think. Did you see?
I don't know if I saw it.
It's in the group.
To the West side.
I made a joke about it.
Yeah, he did.
Because it was him you're getting hit. Yeah. And I see it. We saw it during Crawford fight. I get it.
You did.
Damn.
I will say this. Shout out to our listeners and viewers or fans, however you want to look at it. So when Shawn was describing it last week, I obviously can't see him.
Classic.
But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, it sounds like Fight Night Champion, the story mode. And I was like, whatever. And there are differences. And then the comments like, man, that sounds like Fight Night story mode. I was like, come on, here we go.
So you told me, I'm not a gamer, so I didn't even know that.
I don't even remember I played it.
I didn't know the Fight Night had a storyline, right?
I don't remember.
So it wasn't a good one.
Here's my thing. I don't attach myself to much. And if I do, I'm not attaching myself to nothing that I feel is going to fail, right? Yeah. So as soon as you hit me on it, I hit film on it immediately. And he said the initial writer of the movie says that he has heard that there are some similarities between his story,
definitely some
the story of round one, and the story of Fight Night. He said, but he did not when he said he hadn't played the game.
Yeah.
Until he had heard
That's
that
funny.
same thing. He said, so he does see where there are some similarities. He said, but it's just basically my creativity went the way that it went. And where he felt like he was coming up short was on the boxing side of things. And that's why he included Boyd. Boyd was a part of the WCAP program. That's the Armed Forces program for sports, actually. And he was in the boxing program, of course. And he said that he wanted this movie to be more authentic than I guess more of the other boxing movies that have come out recently or whatever. And initially they wanted to cast a boxer in this lead role, and one thing led to another, and now I'm gonna be playing the lead role. So
as the expert here, as I tell, what is the most realistic boxing movie action wise? Other than Round 1 coming soon to theaters. Sundance Festival.
I'll be there.
I'm hoping to get into some festivals with this bad
Akron
boy.
Civic Theater.
I don't think of
none
any.
that stick out?
Like I love Raging Bull and the Rocky movies, and neither one are that realistic.
Raging Bull was the first one that I thought of.
Yeah, Raging Bull had some, but then it had like Sugar Ray Robinson cock his right hand to the heavens, and then like it was
The one that I thought of. Go ahead. You had a thought.
which movie was it?
Hands of Stone was decent action wise.
I think I remember the Tyson movie with Michael J. White having some decent scenes.
The BET special.
No, it was
don't do
HBO.
that.
It was HBO.
It was HBO.
it was.
Don't do that.
The first thing I thought of, not in a sense of realism, was Southpaw.
Terrible.
Not based on that, but the fact that he switches for the last
Terrible
punch.
movie.
He's like Southpaw or switch, whatever it was, and then just like slightly alters his stance and throws like the strongest haymaker of all time and ices him. I was like,
I want to make this
Boxing
episode
movie
about,
logic.
I don't want to make this episode about movies, but that people were raving about Southpaw, and I was just like,
It's an awful movie.
oh, it wasn't good.
Yeah, it didn't. Southpaw didn't.
good.
didn't
Just
do
because
it for me.
someone dies in the first 10 minutes doesn't mean the plot's good.
Have you ever seen Price of Glory?
Say it again.
The Price of Glory.
I saw. I've seen parts of where the Mexican dad,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there was some scenes in there that seemed very real
Yeah,
and
so
raw.
then that was the
Yeah.
second one that I thought of.
Didn't Michael B. Jordan
movie.
actually get
Check
knocked
out.
out or knocked down in filming of one of the Creed
That's what I
movies?
heard. Yeah.
Listen,
He actually wore like a solid shot.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
and then we'll probably leave
Shout
it
out
at
to Tony
here.
Bellew.
But going in, I said, all right. I said, I'm prepared to take some punches to make this movie like what it needs to be. That's before having the conversation about it being more authentic. and all that
Yeah.
kinds of, I just for myself, I was like, maybe that's what's missing, and maybe I can, I've taken punches before. I can fill the void. We get in there to do the boxing scenes, right? And I get that one. I was like, I don't want to touch.
That is funny.
I don't want to feel anything. And hopefully y'all see the clips as they're being shown again by our producer that it looks like I get hit.
Imagine having somebody stand in for you in a boxing shot.
Yeah.
Stuntman.
A stuntman,
Yeah.
like, hey, stuntman, please step in.
I don't box no more.
Kareem Mayfield
Stuntman.
just walks in.
Yeah,
Hey, Kareem Mayfield might be interested.
Ali.
I don't remember the action
James
scenes much
Toney
in
is
Ali.
Joe Frazier.
Ali was fine.
Ali was a really good movie.
if I have to
but
go
I'm
to
not-
him,
He
I
had
gotta-
such
the
high
action scenes.
expectations, it just couldn't reach him.
I got to go to my guys' favorites, Rockies.
Those are the most realistic.
The most unrealistic.
Hey, I know people that think Rocky was a real boxer.
You mean Apollo Creed's 1-2s weren't nice?
Oh, they were the nicest.
Oh, what's his name? What's his name?
Tommy Gunn.
No.
Apollo.
Apollo.
Carl Weathers does
Carl
have
Weathers,
the
Carl
swag.
Weathers.
He does have the swag.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a picture of Tyron Woodley yesterday in Apollo Creed after the Drago.
Oh, with the
Yeah, it was all bad.
Are you calling Apollo his real name?
No.
I'm about to say his name is Apollo.
Apollo died
Creed.
fighting for this country, Carson.
Very true. And one of the best, and the walkout
It's the
was one
actor
of the
that-
best. Living in America was unreal.
Yeah, so some people just who they are. Think of an actor that you will always Steve Urkel.
Coach Bombay
Steve Urkel.
is Emilio Estevez. Yeah.
Steve Urkel. Who you got?
What
That-
about?
They're not their real name. They're Steve Urkel.
You caught me off guard with
I
that.
was trying to think of one while Sean was still talking. I can't. There's tons of them, but I can't think of one off top.
There are tons.
All right.
It's boxing, huh?
Yeah.
It would be my bad.
No,
I was gonna
okay.
say Medea. Like everybody thinks
Okay.
Medea is
Tyler
a
Perry.
real. No, everybody thinks Medea is Medea. So
Yeah,
Anyway,
I can't think of one off top, but
Hey, if you call that dude Madea in public, I'm dying.
yeah,
He
Madea,
looks
what's
big too. He looks big too.
You don't think
I
people
know.
do that to him?
they probably do.
Tyler
which is-
Perry looks like he's like 6 foot.
People
3
see
or
me out and they
4,
say,
I
"Yo,
don't know.
Showtime Sean P." Like that's my real name.
I'm gonna start calling you Vince.
or Shane Mosley. Other time, have
So,
a belated birthday. Shane Mosley
Maybe
Jr.
last thing about the movie is dude is from the Bronx,
Okay.
so I
Raging
might
Bull.
end up on here talking like I'm from the Bronx.
Okay,
You can be the Black Raging Bull.
Give him some black. Give him a black dude from the Bronx. Come on.
best rapper from the Bronx. Go.
Hey, you,
Bronx?
you wait, this is two different things.
Pun. Probably big pun. Probably big
All right,
pun.
all right,
And
all
then,
right. Give us a black dude from the Bronx.
oh man, I'm on the spot.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's too racist. It's too racist. It's too racist.
I'm tripping right now.
Trying to get me in
I'm
trouble.
tripping. I know. I'm tripping.
We'll see.
Don't
Sean-
do it.
We'll see if Sean picks up a Bronx accent.
Yeah, that'd be
that'll
wild.
be fun.
So-
But
Boxing.
I'm
Yeah,
committed.
boxing, huh?
Last thing I'm gonna say, I'm committed.
Yeah, I see. I love it.
After the show, let me.
Amanda Serrano.
Give it a shot.
Amanda Serrano came out to a little Noriega yesterday. Amanda Serrano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice tie into boxing. But where do we want to start? Who's got one? Beterbiev.
I think
Zurdo.
So Beterbiev.
Yeah.
You know, we all know he's the champion.
We're talking about Browne head.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
Yeah, that dude's
Not like
got
that.
he's got a titanium ass head because he keeps causing these big gashes on
Some of the
foreheads.
worst ones.
Yeah.
Who? Marcus Browne.
Yeah.
But he.
So
Marcus-
Beterbiev.
Yeah, Marcus Browne actually fought a good fight early in the fight. You know, but actually, I saw him in as messed up as Beterbiev's face it was. And,
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of that came from a headbutt. I saw as the fight went on that Marcus Browne was actually having problems getting shots in. You know, we don't think of Beterbiev as the best defensive fighter, but as the rounds weared on, I could see Marcus Browne was actually having a hard time hitting him with something hard. You know, he could touch, and Beterbiev occupying the punching lanes with his gloves good, keeping his hands in a good spot, intelligent pressure, punches hard with both hands, knows how to cut off the ring. But despite all that, I think if he were to fight Canelo can kind of turn it into easy work. And I think Benavidez, I think Benavidez, I've always felt Benavidez beats him. I do think that's a more competitive fight than Canelo versus Beterbiev. But I think both of those guys beat Beterbiev.
You think Canelo makes easy work of that guy?
I do. I really do. Because
First time seeing him.
Yeah.
I do.
Really?
I do.
I do
because
too. I heard
think-
that.
Wow.
I don't think the gap in physical strength and punching power would be what we expect this time around. I know Canelo at 175 didn't look all that compared to the guy we've seen at 68 lately.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like with how many fights he's had at 68 lately, he'll probably carry the weight to 175 better, especially if he's coming down from a Makabu fight. He'll probably just have more natural physical size to him. And basically, I don't think the gap, the disparity in strength and punching power between Beterbiev and Canelo will be nearly as vast as it would be in speed and counter-punching ability and boxing ability from Canelo. I think that's a way bigger gap than the advantages in strength or power Beterbiev may hold.
Man, I don't know.
So
maybe I'm overrating his power, but that dude's got power, like you said, in both hands, to the body, to the head.
Right.
And I told Sean, I think the thing that I noticed in this fight with Marcus Browne is he's more athletic than I thought. Had a couple like leaping hooks, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Well,
I
he
didn't see
had
that
to
coming.
turn on athleticism because of the cut. I don't know what was said in the corner, but we all know that if we're bleeding before the end of 4 rounds, this is going to become a no contest. So I feel like he immediately. I think that cut happened. And was that the first round? Or was
I
the
thought
second
it was
round?
the
Second, I think.
Second round, and then
Marcus Browne gave him a little
Yeah.
swelling in the first round from a couple left hands, but yeah.
And I thought that the second round, so when I saw in the first round, I was like, okay, this dude, he's just stalking with a lot of power. And I know what that can do to you both physically and mentally. So I'm like, okay. But I didn't see much skill. I didn't see much speed. I didn't see a lot of punches in the first round anyway. And then even in the second round, up until he got cut, was a lot the same where Marcus Browne doing what he should have been doing for the entire fight. Movement, speed, stepping around, keeping it at distance, keeping it easy. And then once the cut happens, it's like
sense of urgency.
the sense of urgency from Beterbiev came on. And then out of nowhere, this is what I saw. Marcus Browne just kind of changed his style. He started to just try to sit there and take shots, opposed to using his feet, using his movement the way that he was, and keeping the fight on the outside. I thought that Marcus Browne made the first 2 rounds very easy, and I think that the sense of urgency of Beterbiev stepping it up, throwing more punches and being more aggressive, but with offense opposed to just stepping forward. And it seemed like Marcus Browne folded to that almost immediately.
I thought the body work might have slowed Marcus Browne down a lot because Beterbiev is a hell of a puncher to the body.
Don't forget though, in order to land a body shot or at least a solid body shot, guy has to be
there
and like stationary for you to land a solid shot.
I'm curious. I don't know height wise how big of a difference there would be between Beterbiev and Canelo. I don't know. I think he's a better boxer maybe than we're giving him credit for, and it's a really.
I think I was gonna say when that
and naturally at 175.
I actually appreciated that about the whole weekend. I did see like really good boxing from everyone over the weekend. I felt like I saw multiple styles and just about every fight that I watched over the weekend. Beterbiev, another guy, once he started to use his hands, he understood that he had to. He started to use athleticism and like started to use punch on some angles and things like that. I thought it was cool. I thought that was really
And
cool.
what I like about the Canelo fight, I think it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
The difference is, that's wild. The difference is he got the advantage with the power, but I think Canelo has so many advantages with everything else that'll trump him, and I think Canelo gets it done. And I think Canelo's actually gaining, not losing weight when he has to come down.
Yeah, but I also wonder if Canelo, if he carries his power up to 175 as well.
Because you're starting to test it.
Yeah, and how much Canelo, I don't think it's even close to say Canelo's clearly the more athletic, speedy, skilled, defensive. But I don't know how well he is going to fight on his back foot like that. I know he did against Triple G to an extent because Triple G's just kind of more of a stalker walking you down. I don't know. I just don't know.
I always think of Kovalev.
I really think Canelo's experience will allow him to do what he needs to do, fighting off of the back foot. I don't think Canelo's the kind of guy who's just going to come into the ring with, this is who I am and this is what I do and I'm going to beat you. I think now his experiences will allow him to see, oh, okay, that's how I have to beat that guy. That's what I'll do to beat that guy. So I think that his experience will allow him to accept the fact that I have to fight off my back foot a little bit more. This guy's a little bit bigger than me. Yeah. He's got a lot of power, but I can make him walk into some stuff and I can beat him to the punch every time. I think it's relatively easy.
And everybody
I'm shocked by that.
Just
everybody
always, how good Canelo is.
Everybody say Canelo problem is slick. Floyd Mayweather, your guy.
Lara.
This guy's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So it could be a long night.
Golovkin had that gave him everybody troubles, including Canelo, is he had a great, busy, thudding, constant jab. Mm-hmm. And I don't see that as much from Beterbiev. He's definitely bigger and a little underrated athletically, maybe, Beterbiev. Even though I do think Canelo, hand speed wise, can get off 2-1.
Sure.
But yeah, he definitely turned it up. Great mental strength from Artur Beterbiev, but just again, gotta get back to Benavidez for a second as it relates to him, because now we're hearing he might fight David Lemieux.
He's not happy.
Good gosh.
It's like, why don't you just take a gun and shoot his career?
Oh my gosh.
Lemieux.
Oh, Lemieux.
I'll be honest.
Carson said something wild, but that was why.
Why don't you just take
rest in peace or something crazy like that?
Yeah, I said R.I.P. Lemieux because that's a fight where David Lemieux he's not tough to hit. He's known for these fights where he's there to fight, and they have David Benavidez. I'm not sure if that's the kind of guy you want to stand on.
Like I say, so Reynoso came out, and we talked about this on the show a few weeks ago. This whole equation.
Yeah,
and
you had it all figured out.
Reynoso, this week or a few days ago or last week, he said, "Look, Benavidez is good, but then what does he bring to the table?" And then he started talking about Beterbiev and how they would like that fight, because if you beat Beterbiev, now you're lineal, unified champ, and now 4 divisions from 154 to 175. And so I'm seeing Marcus Browne go over to Canada, and I'm like, why not just let that be Benavidez? Because now it's obvious, the chessboard is obvious. Canelo at some point will probably want that chess piece, that WBC 175 ring mat, all that. And if there's any way we could get David there first, so that we could actually see Canelo Benavidez with the stakes Canelo's asking. He wants something to be brought to the table. If there's any way David could just get to that
Somebody,
fight,
anybody.
so.
Well, I'm cool with bouncing all around this episode.
Okay.
Because I'm
Talking
watching
into the mic. You cool with that as well?
I'm watching Zurdo,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
That's a good fight too.
why aren't we talking about Zurdo versus Benavidez?
That's a great fight.
Why hasn't this fight been talked about?
Also, why didn't Zurdo block any punches yesterday?
I went back and watched the fight.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you can't do that with Benavidez.
I went back and watched the fight though.
Yeah.
Zurdo did so much better than I think we initially saw. What we saw going on was a lot of back and forth and blah. I think it was just that round.
But I watched most of the rounds.
Nah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch all of it.
He was
but
getting the better of the exchanges, but he was wearing some very clean shots.
He
they,
was.
they was
He
just throwing them things.
He was. But again, changing in the styles. I
Yeah.
saw Zurdo stepping around. I mean, his movement in this fight and his pivots.
Hell of a record,
in this
42-0.
Yeah,
Yeah. 43-0.
Crazy
43-0
now.
now,
43-0,
yeah.
yeah. But his pivots and the way that he was utilizing the angles after that fourth round, the fourth round was bananas. And after that fourth round, it's like he understood I got to step around and keep working and step around and keep working. I was like, I'm watching. I was like, why aren't we talking about Benavidez versus Zurdo?
You talk about an offensive
sparred a lot.
shootout would be those two. Did they really? I didn't know that.
They apparently had wars up in Big Bear.
I'm not
Abel
shocked by
Sanchez's
that.
summit.
Ooh.
Oh no, I heard that they went to they're really good friends too, apparently. But
Okay, don't sound like it.
no, as good of friends as they are, they've went to war and they both agreed that they would be down to fight each other. So one of those friendships.
I would love to see that fight because now we're looking at a 168 we're looking at two 168 fighters who are practically the same size, same build.
Was this Zurdo's third fight at 175?
Third or fourth.
I think
This
this
was-
was.
yeah,
I
like
thought it was
third.
this his third.
Yeah, third fight So I feel like he could come
Third or
back
fourth,
right,
one of the two.
be
Yeah.
right there at 168 and make that fight happen.
So you think he goes? You think he goes down to 168 or Benavidez goes to 75?
Either or, I like either or.
75.
I think
Benavidez
it
is-
just
yeah,
makes sense
just
to go
go
to
up.
75.
They're bigger than most 75 pounders when they move up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both taller than Beterbiev and Bivol and
There are a lot of. That's not a division that's.
75.
Yeah, that in recent times it's one that we think of as like. It's not a glamour division, but as like a division where it's like, man, it's really one to focus on. But like, you just listed the names: Bivol, Beterbiev, Zurdo. If Canelo goes up, if Benavidez goes up, like there's a lot of really good fighters right there. And Joe Smith is still a champion there as well. And like, I think he probably loses to
all
most
those
of
guys.
all those guys that I listed. God love them,
but
but
he's strong as hell.
yeah,
I could be wrong, but it seems to me like you just got to talk about it. I feel like, well, all those names that we just mentioned,
Yeah.
we're talking about good fights / great fights that could be had in 175-pound
Yeah.
division, but it's not the quote unquote glamour division.
Yeah.
If the good fights can be made, but we're not talking about it, so
Right.
the world doesn't really view that division as a division to watch.
yeah.
Once upon a time, we really wasn't talking about 130. Now 130, granted, got
35,
stacked
yeah.
ASAP. 135 got granted ASAP, and it was a lot to talk about. Has been a lot to talk about, but I don't think in the next year or 2 years, if all those guys, let's say hypothetically, all those guys at 135 were to fight each other in the next year,
Yeah.
and they're knocked one another off or what have you. I still think that now we're going to talk about 135 and 130 for the years to come, based on what has happened in the division. So I think we just need to talk about what could happen and allow it to happen.
I'm trying to think of the matchups that have happened already. I know Bivol beat Joe Smith.
Right.
I think Bivol beat another one of the top guys up there as well. I can't think of who it was.
Sullivan Barrera, but he's not a top guy now.
Yeah, and Zurdo just beat Sullivan Barrera.
Apparently, talking to Ramirez, he said that Bivol turned down $1 million offer for their fight. It was basically around a flat mill. You know, it wasn't 1.8, 1.92, but he felt that, I think his quote was, I knew it. He's just another fighter who doesn't want to give up his belt. So, I mean,
spicy words there.
well, we're talking about it. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah. Oh,
Bivol
yeah.
feels that pressure and takes that
I would-
fight. Maybe
I would
too,
love to see those matchups.
maybe to Sean's point, we focus too much on the Canelo sweepstakes and not give enough attention to Zurdo versus Bivol or Beterbiev versus Benavidez moving up. Or
Who's your top guy at 175 right now?
I mean, Artur Beterbiev's earned it.
Yeah.
I just think that Canelo and David would both beat him. Bivol, I think Bivol.
I like Bivol.
I like Bivol too.
Yeah.
I think he has a good chance.
I think he's the most
Zurdo has a
technical,
shot, too.
maybe. Bivol, he's not. He doesn't have the explosive power those guys do. Got knockouts, but he's kind of got the stigma of sometimes being boring and didn't look all too great in his fight last week, a couple weeks ago.
That's the other side.
What do you think
of that.
about Benavidez, people?
I would like it because I do think that's a matchup where, and David's really technical as well, Benavidez, but he's just very explosive and
I think
high
Bivol
volume.
needs someone to force the dog out of him.
Yeah, it's
I
possible.
think he does have the dog. It's just that
Why use it if you don't need to?
But I think someone
Yeah.
like Beterbiev would bring it out of him.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say that's the other part of that division is it's a lot of foreign fighters that people don't feel attached to. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, we can talk about it, but are people gonna really care about a Russian? We can't pronounce his name. We don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. And I think that's why even in America, like the heavyweight division, it fell off because at one point there weren't very many Americans in the division or anyone that you could look at and identify with in the division. And now they're very much
Hopefully, with social media the way that it is and the way hopefully the promoters are able to get these guys a little more recognizable and more attached, like you said. If I know they did something with Beterbiev where he lives in Canada now, that's like his adopted hometown, and in Quebec, I think it was. But if they can start to maybe get these guys more household names.
Yeah.
You think Plant could go up in there and get some people some smoke?
Let's just stay at 68 and get that Charlo fight.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm just saying, I feel like he can go up there and he'll give people hell.
Yeah, I wonder.
I feel like Caleb's a real 68. I don't think
Yeah, he's a
like
solid.
David.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
He don't look like he's struggling to make weight
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
not sure how
Nope.
much he comes down. Like if he is somebody that kind of builds down to 160, or if he's just kind of
Like naturally,
kind
like
of there.
180.
Yeah, and it isn't too far off. It would be interesting. I think he would be. His athleticism would make it interesting, but
And he have a little more power.
yeah, but there's definitely some big dogs up there. Speaking of 68, I know you said to jump around this episode. David Morrell Jr.
He's good. What do you do with a guy with
Love
6
that
fights?
guy, man.
I asked you that.
The guys you got to match it with are all in the top 10, but he only got 6 fights, so he's tough to move a little bit right now.
He is one of the He's a WBA champion, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
God love the WBA.
He's a solid WBA, or
Boy,
he's an
Ugas.
intern, or he's
we'll get to that. For
is he
sure.
a silver or is it
He's
pink?
solid. I think
It's like the
he's-
Pokemon games. There's like a red, a yellow,
Yeah,
a
is
blue,
he a solid
silver,
one?
gold. He has a WBA title.
Okay, I feel like he's a solid one, but you don't want to give it in to her.
I would give him.
Is
all
he the
accolades.
solid
I
one?
love- No, he's
What?
not.
Solid? What do
No,
you mean,
because at 168, it's
Bivol has the. Oh no.
It's,
That's 68. It's Canelo.
yeah. Canelo has
That
all-
Canelo guy.
I give him a belt so early.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Morrell is
Absolutely.
a monster. And I think he might be trying to go by the monster now too. I think I saw.
And he's Cuban, which
Everyone
gives
tries
him
to go by the monster.
huge points with you, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I said he was going to knock him out early. Some people in this room thought he wasn't going to.
Hey,
and
I said was going the distance.
it didn't.
Oh, this because Shawn might know Alantez Fox.
And then after the first round, I said, how many rounds?
You
did I
said 4.
say?
Yeah, you said 4.
I told her, I said, I just need to see the first round. That's
Did
all.
you know Alantez? Did you?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
so-
think
so-
we may have sparred once.
of course.
Yeah, we sparred once.
I know you had to support your American.
No, no. I mean,
Yeah.
And again,
You
like,
just,
well, and like I told you, David Morrell he's had 6 fights. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
he's
6
still
fights.
like there's still a lot to be seen.
I don't understand why he got a belt.
He's still raw too.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah, and he was a little
but he's good.
wild, a little freelancing
Really
a little
good.
bit yesterday,
Really
but
good.
man, he's got some power.
yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I like him though, and it'll be interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see his last fight. I thought he seriously damaged the guy. He hit that guy in the first round, and it was curtains.
What do you do with him? Some more contenders in 2022?
Yeah, I think there's some guys at 68. I mean,
do you throw him in with Darrell?
I was thinking,
2022?
Truax, somebody like Truax.
Well, I mean, I
Why
think
y'all
he
do
made a
that? Truax need
statement.
to retire, bro. Stop it.
I don't disagree, but
He was right there ringside.
Yeah, it was Minnesota.
That might
yeah.
be a good next fight for him.
But
Yeah, they both
Drex
are
from
Minnesota guys now.
You made a statement. You gave him a belt. You made a statement.
Yeah.
We want this guy to be one of the next guys that are going to be,
So you gotta-
big time champion out here, and you can't go back on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you
So,
gotta
I mean,
push
Anthony
him.
Durrell said he only wants to fight for a belt, and
There you go.
he's got the only belt Canelo doesn't have
Yeah.
at 168. So
go get it. Go get it.
Go
man.
get the belt.
What about the
Yeah,
guy that
man.
fought that lost to David Benavidez?
Kyron Davis?
Ooh.
I think he said he wanted to get back to 60.
Oh,
like
yeah,
David
he said
Lemieux.
he didn't
should
feel-
be
Yeah.
at 60.
Shout out to David. Shout out to David Lemieux.
Man, he said,
See,
know
might
what
as well
you
said.
throw Mario Lemieux in the ring with him.
You know what you do when you got one of the hottest super middle? You know what you do when you got the guy all the experts are saying is Canelo's toughest threat? You put him in there with David Lemieux. Oh. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you set him up for the big Canelo fight.
I haven't seen that.
How does-
When's his last
oh, so he can look good? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm being a wise
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
How does I know we're projecting a little bit, but how does a fight with Morrell go with like Anthony Durrell right now? Like if they fought next.
he might.
I think the young guy would take it out.
Dog.
But I think
Sean,
that
don't
Ant,
answer this.
I think Ant might give him some
He's
scary
good.
moments.
I think
with
so
that
as well.
uppercut.
And I
I
think
see
that
Ant hurting him at some
I think
point.
maybe even if it's not Ant the dog, I think somebody in that kind of mold that's a veteran that's been in there with the top guys that can contest him. Because I mean, who's to say you couldn't outbox him for 7 rounds and win a fight somehow? I'm not sure if you.
I
make
think
it
he
the
could pull it
distance,
out,
but-
but I think Anthony Durrell would hurt him if they fought.
It's possible.
He would give him some scary moments for
Yeah.
sure.
How do you think, SP?
Well,
Well,
no,
That's it.
Being for real. This kid's hot, and being hot can get you in trouble or it can get you where you want to go.
Yeah.
I think against a guy like Anthony Durrell, that's exactly what would happen. Either Anthony Durrell folds under the pressure of so many punches and so much action and so much energy coming at him, or he stays calm, he stays poised, and he finds his moments to let go. And I think that not the last fight, but definitely when he fought the Kyron kid
Davis,
too.
yeah.
I felt like he was gun shy. I felt like there were moments he could have taken more chances and he didn't. And that's not the Anthony Durrell that can beat this guy, but the Anthony Durrell that fought against I don't remember the guy's
Fighter
name.
from the contender
Hernandez
last time.
Yeah,
out.
Hernandez.
Marcos Hernandez.
Marcos Hernandez. He can beat that. Anthony Durrell can beat this guy. It's
Morrell
about-
throws off some angles a little bit. There's a little more to him than
Yeah.
just power. If
I always
you're
say
just
like
thinking.
especially when you get to where Ant's older than me. I'm 34. Ant's got to be 37. I think Ant's 37. When you get up there, it's not. It's almost like you don't feel like you gotta throw 100 punches around anymore.
Right. Like
And
Donaire these days.
And
I
you
meant-
look at the
I
other
meant-
guy who's throwing 100 punches.
I
You're
meant
like,
Morrell,
you know
but-
what? You do all that. I'll let you do all that. I'll take these 3 or 4 punches when I get them, and I'll allow my experience to get me through the rounds and get me to that moment that I want to have to get rid of you. And I think that Ant has that in him. He just can't be gun shy. He's got to let his punches go.
So I also think David Morrell is the one that I was saying throws off angles a little bit.
Oh.
Was who I was referencing. I think he sets up his punches nice. He's kind of stepping off to the side a little bit. I like him.
yeah.
He's got a little funk to his game, but
it's like a blitz.
outside of that, Valenzuela
Jose Valenzuela, Rayo.
on the undercard. Whew, my gosh, there.
It was the back of the head.
Whew, my gosh, the body punching by him, and
The back of the head.
that's not gonna be a lot of anybody that fights him. That's not gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, is it
Oh,
him
the back of
saying
the
the back of the
head,
head shot?
Carson.
Yeah, he was talking about that back of the head shot 4 knockdowns later. He's like, you remember when I got hit earlier in the back of the head? But other than that, I didn't think.
Yeah, he trains with David Benavidez.
Valenzuela.
Yeah,
does?
they're like best buds. Yeah.
Yeah, and then didn't
He had all those sparring rumors with
I was gonna
Lopez.
say there were some rumors
Yeah.
with Tiafimo that he gave him some work.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. Outside of that, I think last card.
Heard
I
what
like
everyone
him.
else
I
said.
like him, but he's got to step up. His
Yeah, he
defense.
was
Yeah.
getting hit with some
He's-
shots yesterday.
I've seen him in like 3 fights now, maybe even 4, where he's literally like eating shots.
Yeah, and like
Can't eat 'em.
and like eating shots like to the point of your
Yeah.
head turning, and then it's like, okay, let me throw more punches.
Yeah.
I agree. Last
That
and then
was with a hurt fighter.
yeah,
the guy was hurt the
and
whole
you're still getting hit with some
Yeah.
hit with some stuff. But and there's a couple things we'll talk about future fights that are interesting. But the other fight card last night, Showtime pay-per-view.
Cleveland's finest.
Frank Gore and Darren Williams is exactly what we hoped it was.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
can give
what
Frank
thought
a
it was gonna be.
chance.
Frank Gore and
Good
Darren
fight.
Williams was excellent. And Darren Williams with the quote of the night, I'm going to take my old dumb ass down. Like,
Gotta respect that. This sport's different, man.
That's what I thought he was getting at.
This sport
And I think
is
he
tough.
did. He gave a lot of credit. He was like, "Hey, you guys are in here. You wouldn't do this." But yeah, it was exactly what I hoped. It was chaos.
I don't know, man. I grew up doing it, so to me, it's just like it really is like riding the bike.
Yeah.
To me, people ask me, "Does it hurt?" and all this and that.
Yes.
Like, I could tell y'all, like I don't remember much of what I felt in moments. Like you just get so locked in, and that adrenaline is so high, and you just so trained. You know what I mean?
But
like
the next day,
and so ready. The next day for me, I'm a 48
it's just like
hour
playing
guy.
football. You
Yeah.
play football?
Yeah. Yeah. We won the NYFL championship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you play for?
I know, Cowboys.
I play for the Dolphins.
6 by shutout.
Okay.
Dolphins gave us our toughest game. 6 by shutout.
Roll the tape.
So,
That's right.
but when you're not
2002.
from this or you haven't done it so long,
Yeah.
you get gassed in 2 rounds. And you feel it all. It's like you wide eyed.
Frank Gore looking at him
everything that's
like,
going
"Why
on.
are you hitting me at
Yeah.
that one moment?"
A couple times Frank was like, "Why you going so hard?"
Yeah.
I was like, I was mad at Darren. Like I was a Darren Williams fan.
Yeah.
On the court, but he was hitting my guy last night. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was tight.
But that was a good time.
But it was entertaining, man.
It was.
It was good. It was
You can see who's
entertaining.
been boxing a while though.
Yeah.
The way he stayed poised
Yeah.
in the ring while Frank was.
and you could see he was a wrestler growing up and his MMA background. He was good like in the clinches. He kept his base pretty solid.
Yeah.
But, he said he's one and done. I don't know if Frank Gore will get back in there. If you want to do it. If you don't. It's fine.
Him and Nate can get up there.
They both showed
Yeah.
hard, man. Frank Gore didn't quit. In
Yeah.
the second round, looked
Some
like
very
he
clean
was
punch.
contemplating it.
Yeah, he did.
But
He
he
did.
did.
There were
Yeah.
some very
he
clean,
did.
But he bit down.
very clean punches were landed. But
The
Somebody told
right-handed
him
Darren Williams.
he was looking on the outside of the ring. We spent a lot of money on this, man.
yeah.
You got 2 more rounds.
I joked that I was waiting for another University of Miami running back to come in like Willis McGahee.
Willis
or-
McGahee.
Yeah. My God, is that Willis McGahee's music? But next fight, Amanda Serrano was in there.
So
ahead.
Ant mentioned before the show, she was getting touched in that
Yeah.
fight. I think, she is 33, and I guess in the lower weight classes, you're prone to get touched more as you get older, more quickly than you do middleweight and above. That's what I heard. Although things are changing in modern sports with all this stuff that we got. First of all, she's in a spot that's rare for a female fighter. And so she, I think part of her, it's her style anyways. That's who she is anyways. But I do think part of her's thinking gotta be exciting. Gotta come forward.
I think
Gotta
so.
make the most.
I think so.
And you're gonna get touched up more, right, Shawn,
so.
when you're fighting in that style.
Yeah.
And I also think I've talked about the disparity between Canelo and Beterbiev. There's such a disparity between the kind of punch and power she brings to female boxing and her opponents that she doesn't seem particularly concerned with what's coming back most of the time because the other girls can't take what's coming their way from her. So
I think that too. I think that she'll take 1 to deliver 3,
Yeah.
knowing that it's
And she
crazy
will.
that all 3 are gonna land. You know what I mean?
And land
Yeah.
heavily as well.
Yeah, but I think it's training too. You know what I mean? Because as we get older, our goal is to take care of ourselves better than we did when we were younger. And with that being said, I think that her wanting to be exciting and feeling like she has to be excited, I think that plays a big role in it. I think she knows that she's a female fighter and she's got the female boxing on her shoulders.
Yeah.
I think that really is what it is. But the other side of that is she has to be aware of her lack of defense in certain moments in fights. And I think that she ignores it, number one, because she knows that I'm going to land mine and it's going to be exciting. So I think that her defense needs to improve, though.
And she needs to get it tight because Katie Taylor, at this point, you need to start fixing that stuff, man.
Yeah, and I think my concern looking to that Katie Taylor fight, which I still lean Serrano, but Katie Taylor she's at that weight. That's her weight that she's comfortable at. I just don't know how Serrano's power translates it at 35.
I wasn't that impressed with Katie Taylor in her last fight. Really? I wasn't.
She's very, and that's what I think I think if it's a matter of I think Amanda is more diverse in her punches. I think she's
That's
a
what
little
I'm
more
looking at in
athletic,
my eyes
more
right
body,
now.
more body punching.
Yeah.
She's a great body puncher.
Yeah, more power. I think my concern though is if you just put them in a fight, Madison Square Garden, 2022. I just don't know if a judge is going to award Katie Taylor for just throwing her hands because she does.
Because that's what she's kind of more straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
And she's 1, 2, 3, 4.
She's throwing.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if Amanda is getting hit with some shots like she was yesterday and then not wobbling Katie or dropping Katie with power shots. If it's just a matter of she's getting hit with all these shots and you're just like, oh, okay, like the other punches might be stronger, but if they're not like doing damage.
And once upon a time, her talent, her skill, and everything trumped every woman that she's been in the ring with.
Yeah.
Serrano, and now you're in the ring with a girl who can get in and get out.
Yeah.
Right.
She is north and south. She's not really Katie Taylor. I didn't see in her last fight.
Yeah.
She doesn't really take side steps. She's not gonna pivot much or anything like that. But she's straight in and she's straight out. But she knows how to leave shots. She knows how to make you miss. And that's a big problem for Amanda Serrano. Is I can give this up, but am I gonna get the return that I'm expecting? And I think that's one where she may, have to change some things in order to tighten up some things to beat Katie Taylor.
Well, yeah, because Katie Taylor has really good hand speed and good combinations.
Yeah.
The kind of like the De La Hoya effect, where even if it's not all landing,
It looks good.
it looks good.
Yeah.
And
that's why
especially
I'm
when
just-
you got Irish people in the Garden screaming like they would be in that fight.
Yeah, I think if the power if it was at a lower weight where I think Serrano is more natural. She's admitted she's not a 135 pounder. This is not where she's her best at. And obviously her power is so much better and the girls are smaller that she's hitting at that point. That's my concern is if the power's not there.
We get this Katie Taylor
I
Amanda
think
in 2022.
I think
do.
it happens
Yeah.
because Jake Paul, to his credit, seems to want to make it happen.
Yeah.
And he
Prediction.
I think Serrano wins. Yeah, I think she doesn't stop her, but she wins.
It's a good fight.
Got Taylor split decision.
I might have the same pick, but I want to reserve that till it gets made.
The
But
weight is the
Yeah.
concern for Amanda.
Yeah, I agree. I'm 100% with you. I just think Serrano is a better pound for pound fighter, but at that weight, we see that in any boxing.
I appreciate she has more of a professional style.
Yeah.
Where she throws more
That's what I was saying with the
Professional big
diverse
boy
output,
punch. Like
sitting down on her shots,
kills to the
getting under.
body, does that, slips and counters, whereas Katie Taylor has more of that, lack of better way of putting it, because she's an undisputed professional champion, that amateur style, where and it's hard to win decisions in 2-minute rounds against that kind of style. We see that in the Olympics. And although I think they do 3 minutes in the Olympics.
It's just a little more
But
one.
it's
It's a
changed.
little.
Yeah.
It's a
You're
little
right,
more.
still. Yeah.
It's just
It's
a little
actually
more.
the same.
Yeah.
It's just a little more singular. Even if you don't want to say amateurish, it's just very. It's just one track. Like it's kind of the same thing. Which if you're really good at that, she hasn't lost. She's
Think with Serrano though, like Shawn said, it was certain moments the defense isn't good because other moments she shows that flexibility and rhythm of her upper body to slip. So maybe she just tightens all that up because it's the big one.
yeah. Which to be fair, could very well be that.
That was a
Yeah.
10-round fight last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the 8th round, going into the 9th round, coach said just move around on her, dance with her, play with her, and save your energy for the last round. Consciously, she chose to use her defense and her footwork.
Yeah.
I think more so consciously, she's stuck on winning. She's stuck on being exciting.
Yeah.
And I think that takes away from her ability to use everything that she has. But again, you only got 2 minutes. It's like how do I stretch all of that out into 2 minutes?
Yeah. And Amanda Serrano, she indicated it when she was on with us that she fights for legacy. I think this is the fight this is the moment she wants.
Yeah, I think so.
This Katie Taylor fight. So I think if we're gonna see Amanda Serrano, I think it would be the best version of her. So be a good fight. Hopefully it happens.
At the
Hopefully-
Garden.
Yeah, at the Garden.
Boricua and Irish people.
Could
in the
pull
house.
off main event.
I think so.
I think it is a main event.
I think so.
I think it's an
At the
exciting
very
main event,
least
too.
at the theater.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I think
but-
it will be fun. So we'll see if Jake Paul and Eddie can make it happen. But what do we want to talk about? Main event was not very entertaining for most of
Good
it.
knockout. Start with the positive.
Yeah, I was just gonna skim past the rest and get to that.
Yeah, clipped him.
It wasn't. We mentioned last week we wanted to see more punches thrown. There really weren't. It was again kind of a war of attrition as far as not a lot of punches being thrown. And
Bingo.
yeah, and then my goodness,
I heard it was fake.
I thought it was fake.
Of course not.
I thought it was bullshit.
I heard.
You can't.
we heard. I was gonna say we heard it from the same source.
Yeah, same source. Hey, same
was
source.
all over it.
Yeah, I'm
those
not.
special
I'm still
effects
not. I'm
were
still not
amazing.
feeling.
Yeah.
It. I feel like
the chin sound effect and the sweat flying up. That was good.
I feel like it was a shot. It was a Sean acting. He took the shot, but I feel like he got us for 2 fights. Woodley was on some bull ish.
You just playing right now.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Okay. No, because it's too many times where we see you and I. We like. Why is he not doing what he is capable of doing?
He's 40 years old.
No, hell no. It was the little things leading up to it. Like he'll hit him and just sit back.
He hit him and then sit back.
And even in the first fight, he's hurt him.
He did hurt him.
Recover.
Let him recover.
So it's just that stuff. And when Jake was hitting him, he was on his ass. Like at least he'll go grab him. You know, he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And you be easy. Last time you said there was any suspicion of the fight, there was some heat.
Oh
on
yeah.
you. So you take it easy over there.
Come on, man. That was that George Foreman, Michael Moore.
I was gonna say
threw the 1-2.
I'll fight Woodley.
Then he waited.
Yeah.
Threw the right hand and it ended it.
Jake Paul.
You talking about George Foreman?
I was comparing Jake Paul
Same
to George
person.
Foreman, Michael Moore.
Hey, that was the first boxing fight I ever seen in my life. Swear to God.
But yeah, Jake Paul a little feints the body and then
I'm
he's
looking
got
at it
good
right
hand.
now. It was prolific.
Yeah.
I see it
can't.
from the top. That was prolific.
You
right
hate
there.
talking in your microphone. It's crazy. But it was
prolific,
yeah,
man.
and I just think I don't know even how much we need to talk about it just because it's
And
going
his
to be.
feet was out like this.
It was all bad.
How does that?
I saw him photoshopped as the Wicked Witch of the East. It was under the house. It was all bad.
Hey, Jake Paul made him his bitch. He got his. He
God.
made it.
It's boxing. It happens.
No. Different. Sean don't got. I love Terrence Crawford on
yeah,
his
the
fingers,
tattoo.
on his body. Like he did a lot.
He got his paycheck.
Hey,
though.
Sean, I'll be damned.
Terrence didn't give Sean a
damn.
Rolex either.
Yeah, it's also
Terrence
true.
didn't give Sean a Rolex.
Oh, all right. So if I give you Rolex, your tattoo, I love it.
being
All right,
silly,
cool.
yeah.
I'm about to say I'll buy you Rolex right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is just gonna keep happening. It's something we just have to accept with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a negative. I think it is what it is. It's fun. People like it. It moves the needle clearly. Even to tie it with, you mentioned the parallels between that and Nico Ali Walsh. It moves the needle. Like social media was going crazy about it. ESPN, like everyone.
Although it
was
might
going crazy
have
about
started to be in trouble up until the knockout because it was a very dull
Yeah, I'm
fight.
starting looking.
Yeah, but
But it's like, going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts and then you hit a home run.
walk off grand slam is all that matters.
Now,
So
Well, you know what? Boxing has a reputation, and I came up in this reputation. I had to be, what would you call it? Like I had to separate myself from everything that everyone looks at boxing as, and not that I intentionally did that. I am who I am. And I think that people were able to see that and accept me for being a good person, a positive person, always smiling, never mad, never mean. I don't have to get in the ring and be mad to hurt you. And, I can always go out there and fight with all my heart and so on and so forth. But boxing traditionally has a reputation of being a bad boy sport. And I think now seeing other athletes come into this sport, perform in the sport, and then get on network world television and say, this is one of the hardest things I've ever done. I think it's really changing the reputation of the sport. I think a guy like Jake Paul, who's willing to get in the ring, having not come up in this sport, do anything that a lot of the guys who come up in this sport do, and be able to perform the way that he's performing now, and then give back to his community and his outreach programs and stuff like that. I think that it's helping change the reputation that boxing has always had, and I think that boxing is benefiting from it.
if the dollars make sense, it's always gonna
I
happen.
just don't like it's making a clown of the sports. Like the people that died in the ring. Like get in there with a real fucking boxer. A real boxer. And let's see. I tell you, I'm not watching no more fights. Say he fights a real boxer.
I think it's crazy that he has a box rep.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, are these fights being called
this is
exhibitions?
celebrity
Are they called-
fights.
No,
Right.
these are legit.
But these, but they're damn near celebrity fights.
Yeah, I was saying as far as like an exhibition comparatively to it. I think these are sanctioned fights, but
No, they're sanctioned.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess when you say it's a sanctioned fight, it should be, go up on.
I get what
box rate.
Ant's saying, but if I'm looking at it from a Jake Paul perspective, hell no, I'm never gonna do that.
Yeah, with him, yeah,
Like, why would you?
yeah. But I'm just saying at this point,
I
it's
agree.
like
Like, and I think a lot of boxing fans are like, okay, we want to see
because
it, but
it's
like,
easily if you pay me if I'm getting 500,000,
Yeah.
But you say hey, I'm gonna give you another 500,000 to take this shot. All right, cool. I just made $1 million.
Also,
I don't give a damn what you think about me after I leave the fight. Barry Bonds don't care about people think he takes steroids. I was sitting next to Frank Thomas. He don't care. People don't care. Like
big
people do not care what social media says,
yeah,
and that's how he is.
yeah.
playing devil's advocate, if you go look at the 5-0 record of every world champion now, their record looks exactly the same.
And that was a point that a lot of people made yesterday. They said, go find your favorite fighter
Yeah.
and look at the records of the guys he fought early.
Yeah.
Not to say, and again, I don't think any of us around this table, I don't want to speak for you guys. I don't think he's going to be a world champion and fight 40 fights and be undefeated and beat guys that we know as great fighters. But I don't think that's his mission. I think he's making good money, having a good time. He seems to, you've mentioned before, seems to be taking it seriously as far as boxing goes.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's cheating in the sport.
Seems to train hard. He's not goofing around in the ring. I don't know.
Part of me, it's
gonna happen.
I was joking around with you guys in the living room after the fight, but I think Canelo should consider fighting him.
You said that.
Because look, Canelo's whole. What'd you say, Sean?
Pissed him off.
Did
You
I?
couldn't hear it because he wasn't talking into the
But
mic.
Canelo, well, I mean, like, it's like Canelo's point is that's beneath him, and he's right. It is at the end of the day,
Yeah.
but as a champion, but.
There's no but.
The reality of the matter
I'm
is
with Sean.
the
don't waste your
reality of
time.
the matter
You
is
wasting our time.
Yeah.
We got 8 minutes left.
We don't have 8 minutes left. There's no hard out.
with the casual
hard out
fan,
today.
with the casual fans, what gets Canelo Alvarez more notoriety than knocking out Jake
this
Paul?
dude in
yeah.
2 rounds?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I like that you said 2
That
rounds.
gets him more
It's going to be 1 round, sir. I promise you.
No, because
So I
I
was
ain't
gonna-
gonna rush it. He ain't gonna rush
No, I think he's going to
I
rush
think he
it.
might rush it.
And I think Canelo's going to say, okay, end this. Like,
it. What if
this is-
Canelo didn't know about this? Like, what if we're on here talking about this? And
No, he knows
doesn't
about Jake
even
Paul.
know that Jake
I
Paul
think he's
exists.
commented on, they've brought, because he was on like Canelo.
In the
Jake Paul
Yildirim fight,
mentions
this
him.
guy's got in the ring and he told him, get the F out of here. And,
Yeah.
You know, he knows about Jake Paul.
Okay.
Yeah. But so if we are on a hard out today, to move forward from this, I don't think there's much commentary needed.
Because who wants $80 million and an easy knockout? And
Yeah.
worldwide fame for it.
When I got 500 million,
That's what everybody said about like every world champion boxer, every boxer at the top right now who's saying, "Oh, I would never do that." You make way more money and you get way more notoriety.
And a quick day's work.
What
and quick
if you
daily
got
work.
500 million already?
That's 75
I'm rich, broke.
million
I can
less
do
than 80.
anything I want right now.
Yeah.
but I got to keep working. I'm telling y'all, once I hit 10 million, I ain't coming on this podcast. So y'all
Still
right?
come over.
Oh, actually, if I'm getting paid.
Well, I was gonna say, what is the
Yeah. Hey, I'll be here, baby.
We'll still
I'll
hang
be here. I ain't going nowhere. That was stupid. That was stupid. Gang, like we signed to a deal or something. Idiot.
I don't know who it was, but somebody tweeted. They said which sanctioning body is gonna rank him. Who's gonna be the first WBA?
Hey, who you think?
Who's gonna be the first one to rank him?
WBC.
man?
No, it'll be
It'll
WBA.
be the WBC.
Okay.
He'll have
Who you got?
a super regular.
I got
interim title.
IBF.
I'm going WBC.
We want
Really?
I'm going
Jake
WBA.
Paul.
Yeah,
Come on,
WBA.
WBC.
But I was going to transition that into something WBA did well. So we have to give them credit. Similar to Fundora, when he did well, I came in and gave him credit. WBA, Stanionis, not taking the fight, is going to step aside, and looks like we are going to be set for Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis for a unification at 147.
I like it.
I like the fight.
Earl Spence by a 5th round knockout.
5th round knockout. Oh, man.
Bow! I got Earl Spence knocking somebody else out too.
Who's that?
I ain't gonna say nothing yet.
Okay.
Okay. Suspense.
Oh, Boots.
Suspense.
That's,
Suspense. Come on.
that's who it is. I remember.
That's why he do this.
But,
I was
yeah.
about to
He
do
was
what I'm about to do.
Yeah, you're about to back me up.
If he was black, I'll call him an N-word.
But I think this is one where that's unbelievable. But I think we'll obviously talk when the fight is official, when it's closer. We'll talk X's and O's of it, but I think it's a good fight. Gives Errol a chance to pick up another belt, and then makes that Terrence Crawford fight even more interesting. Then it's for all of
No
us.
chance Errol Smith or Yordenis wins. That's
No.
it.
I think there's absolutely a chance.
And who has all the
I
belts?
think there's a chance.
Is it
Errol
Errol,
will after
Terrence?
this fight.
Errol has 2. Ugas has 1. Bud has 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's not. I don't think it's a good chance. I wouldn't pick him, but I don't think Ugas is a slouch at all. Can take a punch.
He's got a good right
counterpuncher.
hand for a southpaw.
Yeah.
He gonna eat a punch too. That left hook.
He'll eat some
I got
punches,
Spence.
but yeah, I got Spence, but I don't think it's an easy fight, especially Errol coming off a long layoff, eye injury.
Yeah.
Crazy things have happened.
Errol got punched by a street.
I think Errol beats him comfortably. I mean, Errol's the best welterweight in the world right now.
What do you think, Shawn?
I think Errol wins.
You fought them all.
I think that I'm curious now.
Yeah.
There was at one point in time I knew exactly what Yordenis Ugas was gonna do. And I could tell you what would happen. He really did. I thought he not only grew in the moment of that fight with Manny Pacquiao, but I think he learned some things about himself as well. A lot like the experience I was talking about Canelo when we first started talking about how he'll be prepared to come to the ring and do whatever he has to do, whatever style he's got to use. I think Yordenis now is at a point where he's prepared to make any adjustment that he's got to make to beat whoever's across from him. And I'm actually convinced that he might be able to find a way to beat Errol Spence Jr. So I think it's a fight that Errol wins, but I'm
not
more
a
than
walk.
anything, I want to see what Yordenis Ugas
Yeah,
does.
it's not a walk.
I mean, I got Errol by stoppage, but
And
Ugas had a hell of a trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the other
solid.
interesting thing too is like I don't know what Yordenis Ugas is coming to the ring, and I don't know what Errol Spence Jr. is coming to the ring.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to be interesting about it.
Yeah.
I do think Errol, again, full credit to him. He never takes tune-ups. When he's ready to come back after anything, he wants the top guys. Obviously, Bud is the other top guy, but
In my head, Jose, I'm about to call you something else. In my head, I'm comparing highlight to highlight.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm putting in the fight.
it'll be
because you don't know what
fun.
you're getting.
It'll be a fun matchup, and then
Is there a big difference in power between them two, Shawn?
They both put you down.
I would say Errol's got
Allegedly.
more power. One of them put me down. I would say Errol's
So
got
my man
power.
got up like, well, bud.
I would say Errol's got more power. I think that Yordenis, well, at least when we fought, he
Strength-wise?
fights with more power and more strength. I think that he's got like that about him.
I felt like he was trying to show you that he was stronger than you. Though.
Errol's a little bit more natural. Like his power's a little bit more natural, where he doesn't have to force it.
Right.
But he's just got natural power
Yeah.
in both hands, really. So yeah.
it'll be a good fight. And two other quick things to mention, welterweight wise. Who did you like to see Bud fight in the meantime?
Virgil.
You still want the Virgil?
No,
go ahead.
I think-
Some people agreed with you, to be honest.
But
I was gonna
Virgil-
say, did we do the same thing?
People in the comments said that they agreed. Other people said Shawn was crazy.
He needs the
I thought he
Rashidi
was
Ellis fight first.
Yeah.
Virgil does. He needs that look, in my opinion.
So
he needs to get a look at that speed first.
So who would we like to see Bud?
I have nobody for Bud. Because
I'll tell
Bud
you
got
what I
to fight.
think.
Bud got to be like Shawn Porter was. I'm fighting 3 guys. Boom, boom, boom. I'm out.
Yeah.
Keith Thurman winner.
I think that's
That
who
was
he's going to
good.
fight. I think he's going to.
So
I
he's
think
gonna-
that's his
so he's
first
gonna
fight in
answer.
2022.
So you
That's
think
a
Bud
good
doesn't
answer.
fight until because you're looking at spring or fall next year?
Yeah.
At the earliest?
Yeah, I think he's going to. I don't know. I
Keith,
don't know.
I hope
but
Keith. So
Clips him early.
That was my other point to get to is Keith coming back.
beats Mario Barrios. I think
agree. I think he stops
Yeah.
Mario
he
Barrios.
should.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I don't.
I'll say that.
we don't know
I
about
feel
Keith
that way,
because
but-
Keith.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He's supposed to beat Mario Barrios, and then he's supposed to fight Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
He's supposed to dominate Josito
I need my
Lopez.
dude to come back up in here and be who he used to be.
Get his ass on the
I
fight.
think he needs to be on the show for that to happen.
A lot of people want
I think yeah.
Keith on the show.
Yeah.
And a lot of people also, including Carson.
And Anthony and Shawn,
Yeah.
B-sides.
I think if he comes on the show, he'll literally grow the ponytail back out.
Keith,
in the middle of the
I-
show.
He needs to
Keith
grow the
cannot
ponytail now
afford
until February.
to come
Yes.
and get in the ring with Mario Barrios. I don't know what his purse looking like, but he can't afford to sit on that purse until that purse runs out. You need to fight. You're in your prime, or it's damn near close to it as you should be. Get back out there and show who you are.
Man,
What do
I
you
would,
think?
I would hate to see Bud out for that long. That I would hate to see that.
He's a prize fighter at this point, Carson.
Yeah,
so
but there's no
don't
other
waste your
fight
time.
for him. There's
Sean
no
turned
other
into a
fight.
prize fighter at the end. Sean's like, yeah, I'm only fighting this motherfucker.
But you're
That
telling me
motherfucker.
there's no other fight for him until then? He
Keith?
can't fight Josh Taylor?
He ain't doing no business with Top Rank. I wouldn't do no business with Top Rank.
Aren't they
think he
both?
would
Just to
still
stick
do that
it to
fight.
Aren't they both technically
He would still do
MTK
that
fighters?
fight.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
for that
didn't
reason.
know
Kind of
that.
the same.
I didn't know that.
Can say management.
No,
kind of on
that
the
fight
back
could
end?
still happen too. That's in play for
Terrence
2022.
got MTK, man.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I thought so. Yeah.
How'd you find out that?
I think that's
Twitter.
Yeah.
No, he found out.
I thought I knew that.
Oh, he's doing
He knew
you.
before me.
Oh, we got a new
He knew
Sean.
before me, I'm sure. But
I probably did it.
I mean, I don't know. Is that just the consensus where we're at? We want Bud just to wait?
No.
That seems crazy to me.
Obviously, I wanted to end with Errol, or maybe one of the other guys if we get past Errol. But
So let me ask you this then. So the timelines. Again, the only one that's official is Thurman-Barrios in February. Errol, they're saying February, maybe March, kind of around that time, still spring. So you'd rather Bud wait and then fight the winner of
I'm not saying I would
Barrios?
rather that. I'm not
Rather
saying
than
I would.
Errol
This is
and
what we
Ugas?
think will probably
no,
happen,
but
right?
the business, the business.
He's
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
he's only deserving of the biggest fights. That
Don't waste your time with BS.
I would be shocked. Personally, I would be shocked if Terrence Crawford doesn't fight until then. I
because
would be shocked.
Terrence want money, and Terrence is 34, 35.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a young guy anymore. He's. I mean,
So he
Zittel said
deserves
he's
to just
slipping,
be-
but
Oh, when'd you say that?
he said that on the show.
Oh, yeah, you said he's verging on
coming
stopping.
down.
He's
He said he's coming down.
Very, very beginning of.
He said he's starting to. He said
Very
he's
good.
starting
I
to
wish you would have said. I wish you
Wait
would.
a minute. What?
He said that. I wish you would have said that when Terrence was on.
I don't
He
know.
watches the show.
Hey, bud, you slipping?
Hey, oh, here we go.
What?
I just-
What is that?
I don't. No,
Michael,
he,
you know Michael Jordan. Just to
Hey,
get,
no,
when he won.
He said in this.
Hold on, wait, look.
When he-
He said Michael Jordan. He's starting off with Michael Jordan.
Right. When Jordan won his sixth title, he
started
was
high.
technically in the beginning of a decline. Still the best player in basketball. Terrence Crawford's still the best welterweight in boxing, but at 35, yeah, I think just a little something down from where he was when he fought Jeff Horn. Yeah.
The way you said it, he was
No,
like,
no,
he
he's
said
still-
he slipped.
I was
He's
trying
still
to
in
quote
it.
him. He
No,
said
you're right.
he was slipping down a little
No,
bit.
just still in his prime.
Yeah.
But coming off the peak a little bit.
Hey,
Still in the prime.
but-
If he's slipping and beats you.
it was Sean's last fight too. No,
Shut up!
Stop them.
Let's just end it.
No,
So what you do? You slipped.
I don't want to see.
no, you were
slipped
smarter than you
twice.
ever were.
He was
You
slipping.
fought-
You
Damn
slipping.
it.
But I don't want to see Terrence wait that long. I would be disgusted by that as a boxing fan and as a Terrence Crawford fan. I want to see it. Fight somebody in the first quarter of next year. Regis Prograis goes up to 47.
Man, you know what?
Fight.
Josh Taylor.
It's a good fight.
You full of
Both of
crap.
those a good fight.
Because you couldn't wait for Sean to retire so you can officially say Terrence Crawford was my favorite welterweight because he's been the whole time.
I don't think he's the best
full of
welterweight.
crap.
No, I say he's your favorite.
I'm not even sure if he's my favorite welterweight.
All right, cool.
Who would be your favorite
Boots.
welterweight?
Shawn Porter.
Probably Boots.
I was,
Yeah, probably Boots. And Andre Berto technically didn't retire.
I was like, look. On the inside, I was like, please say Shawn Porter.
You're retired. You're out. No, it would probably be Boots. But I think Terrence is great. I don't think he's better than Errol Spence. But that's just me. Yeah.
Me either.
But
Still
Me either.
think he beats Errol Spence.
Oh, I got Errol beating him.
I think Errol is the best welterweight in the
Middle
planet.
stoppage. I got Errol by stoppage.
Ooh.
I didn't say
Ant
that.
throws out some spicy stuff, and I appreciate it.
Hey, I like. Hey,
It's
yeah,
casual.
yeah.
You know,
Hey, I love Mexican food.
He's got Bud. You heard Sean. He fought
What you?
him
Who
both.
you got? Virgil Ortiz clean up the whole division.
I got Terrence.
Really? Okay.
Hold on, what?
Yeah. But
Terrence.
yeah, hopefully that happens. but
Over Errol, I got Terrence.
excited to see Keith back.
But it ain't like
Yes.
Yeah, we're excited to see one
Yes.
time. Couple months
Yeah.
out.
We got to get one time on here.
Come on, man, make the call. He's only been asking for since we started podcast.
Right.
I was gonna say we talk about favorite welterweights. Keith is certainly up there. As
And don't
well.
let Adrian Browne come back
To
147.
I promise. I'm
go
like
out,
eighth on his
but
list.
we can go out on that. You literally went like a 4-year span fighting all of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
Like it was like Keith, Browner, Errol, Andre Berto. Like you were just fighting all of them. Terrence Crawford. You just fought all the guys that I liked. But that's it.
no,
Talk to
awesome.
my yeah.
Talk to
No,
your
I was saying, isn't that
talk to your
awesome?
mom.
Talk to my mama. Called her while she was at work. And in the background, what do y'all think I heard in the background?
The Porterweight podcast.
The Porterweight podcast.
Damn. She's already listened more than you have ever.
I gotta say, what's up, mama?
Yeah.
She says, I listen to y'all show because it gets me through the day.
Okay.
And I was like,
Porterweight.
There it is. Nice.
so
Brought that out of
just
retirement.
gotta say what's up to my mama because I know she watching.
Yeah.
Hey, while we shouting out mamas, hey mom, stop acting like a D groupie at my party. It's Shawn Porter. Yeah, you're not little church people.
And happy belated Larry Wade Day.
Yeah, the man got a day named after him in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been in Las Vegas long. That ain't got a damn day.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Larry Wade and shout out to
For all of
to
his
Mama
work in the
Jet.
community. A lot of people don't know that, but he does a lot. He's not just working with the professionals. He out here
our
working.
Trick Daddy.
Yeah,
Love the kids.
He on his Michael Jackson day and night. So
He's a great person, man. I love Larry Wade.
yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, happy holidays. You won't hear from us until after the holiday season. But
Where's that in your head?
you
Like,
talking about the CLW?
no. Where's
Terrence
Trick
Crawford.
Daddy? Love the kids. Where's that in your
Oh,
head?
yeah,
bro?
like,
And I also, to be fair,
It was,
quoted that
my block.
at the Larry Wade Day event.
No, but he got that from the My Block when they went to Florida.
Scarface.
He was signing
On my block.
autographs for kids.
Yeah, well, I don't know when y'all gonna see us back next yet.
Maybe 2022?
In the meantime, shopShawnPorter.com. Hats, sweats, t-shirts, the whole nine.
Headbands.
Got a commemorative shirt coming out commemorating my career as a professional boxer. So shopShawnPorter.com. This is the Porterweight Podcast.
We got tablecloths.
We got you might. We
Let
might.
them know.
We might.
We'll put our faces on it so we can be there for the holidays.
God bless y'all. See you on the next one. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's.
This is the Porterweight Podcast. This is Anthony Brunel, and this is Carson A. Merck. Tell them what to do.
Hey, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media platforms.
Subscribe.
I'm from Louisiana. I'll talk with a B. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Porterweight
You're already.
Podcast.
You're already here.
Hey, this is our outro. We're gonna do it how we want to.
I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brendall.
Carson A. Merck. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porterweight.